Oh boy, friends, it's T-Man, and JasonBlaha has put up another videos for us to react to. This video requires reacting, definitely, to the gym, lifting, recruiting, fitness, gear slave himself. You know who, JasonBlaha. This definitely requires reacting to this video by Blaha. Well, Blaha says bulking faster lets you lift more weight but not gain more muscle. He's fuck, man. He watches my videos. I know he does. Getting fat is like wearing a weighted vest, which causes your body to expand. So any muscle you have on your body and bone would slightly expand, slightly bigger to accommodate what do you call it? Man, it has to, because it has to carry your body around, okay? It's a lot of weight to carry all that fat. So your muscle has to compensate. That's the word I'm looking for. It has to compensate for carrying all that fat. And so your muscle mass, or your bone it'll expand to a degree. And that's what's giving you the strength. But he says it's the opposite. He says getting fat faster lets you lift more. Well, no, fat doesn't make you lift more. And then he says weight but not gain more muscle. Well, that's what's making you lift more. The muscle is making you lift more. Christ, well, I don't understand these people. If you got more muscle, it made you lift more because it proliferated these motor units through the muscle mass that you got. Jesus.
Hey everybody, it's JasonBlaha here, and today I thought I would chat with you guys and gals about something that doesn't get discussed in enough detail, but I am definitely not the only person to discuss this. In fact, I had made some videos about it a while back, and then I saw shortly later even like Paul Carter made similar videos on the same topic, and no, it doesn't mean that I think he copied me. I think that we both just have a good understanding of the topic. Because we're both experienced coaches, we read the research, and we've been in the game.
He's an experienced coach, Blaha. I would have never figured. My God. Interesting.
Long time. And that kind of matters in this context. And that's this idea people have. They're like, but if I bulk faster, I get strong faster.
So if I get fat faster, I get strong faster. Well, yeah, you get stronger because the amount of fat that your body's carrying, that fat, if it's 30 pounds of fat or 20 or 30, 40 pounds of fat, then yes, your muscle has to compensate for carrying that. Listen, like I said, try walking around with a 40-pound weight in your knapsack and see how that feels. If you glue that weight to your body, you sleep with it, you get up with it, you walk with it 24 hours, your body's going to have to compensate by increasing your muscle mass and some bone. Yeah, because it's got to carry 40 pounds of fat, bro. Get it? And so, of course, your lifts are going to go up. It's kind of obvious, but that's kind of crude to try to make your lifts go up and build muscle by getting fat. That's just crazy.
And I'm like, but not on every lift.
Look, not all muscle is the same. Gaining mass is, I told you before, look, it's really, people don't understand this. Gaining mass is not good. It's not the best. It's not quality muscle. The best quality muscle you could get is density. And what gives you density? Eccentric exercise. Concentric cannot do these things because it's the compression, it's the shortening part of the exercise. It doesn't really do anything shortening muscles. You understand me? It doesn't activate the growth factors, bro. Christ. See what I mean? Now, as far as massing up a myofibrillar, well, man, I mean, that whole sarcoplasmic stuff and everything, trying to mass it up is really, it's crazy. Try to stay away from carbohydrates. I know people lack the energy. They go, well, I lack the energy. Here's the thing: eat more raw eggs. Eat more raw eggs, and eat more animal fat. Now, if you can't eat, if you can't eat enough, if it's too tough for you to chew, then grind it up. Eat it in, like, what do you call it? Ground up beef. But two things I gotta recommend: do not eat chicken, do not eat pork, do not eat chicken. Eat beef and eat seafood. Is amazing, bro. Seafood is amazing. Seafood and beef Two things from my experience are fucking amazing. Do not eat plants. Stay away from plants. My experience with plants were bad. And therefore, I discovered they were bad. I had to do it on my own volition. I tried it. I thought it would do something. In the end, I gotta tell you the truth, it didn't do anything but destroy me. Okay? So, as humans, we are carnivores because we all eat meat. And it's simply eliminating the foods that you don't need. You really don't need any fruits. You don't need vegetables. You don't need these things. Do you need animal products? Yes. If you don't eat them, you will die. See what I mean? You will die. You'll be part of the vegan compilation. So definitely, I would stick with beef. Is king, number one. Beef is king, number one. Number two, seafood. That's it, bro. That's it. That's all you need. And maybe, I don't know, some dairy products if you want that. But, be careful with dairy products. That's it. Yeah. And eccentric exercises. If you want to change your physical form, you need eccentric exercises. Now, if you want to just do concentric exercises, then you can literally do that twice a day. Because I've known people come into the gym twice a day lifting concentrically so that they could get more force production lifting concentrically in the opposite direction of gravity. But that will not change your physical being. Your physical body will not change because of concentric exercises. I'm telling you this. Bro, it'll weaken you on top of it. It'll weaken you. It's over time it weakens you. I can't explain it to you. Athletically, you won't be good you'll be better athletically if you do more eccentric exercises. Athletically, you'll be better because you're creating more of these type 2 muscle fibers. Okay, man? It just is like that. That's it. I don't know what else to say there on that.
Some of your lifts do. And then that makes people pause for a minute, like, wait, what? You're right. Like, yeah. Like, if you bulk faster, your deadlift doesn't seem to always go up quicker, but like your bench press and your squat will. Does that make sense? So certain lifts will go up. So the idea that people have is, well, then if I bulk fast...
No, all your lifts will go up because the motor units have somewhere to proliferate because you gained more muscle. That's the whole idea. That's the idea.
Then, and the lifts are getting stronger, then I'm progressively overloading more. It's like, yes and no, not really. So here's the thing. We know, looking at studies, that a surplus isn't even required to gain muscle. Let's be clear. You can gain muscle without a surplus. So if someone says, well, I'm staying at the same body weight, therefore that's why I'm not gaining muscle, no, your training sucks.
I'm staying at the same body weight. That's why I'm not gaining muscle. You're not gaining muscle because muscle is in the eccentric form. It's not built concentrically. Man, wow. This is, again, not rocket science, bro. This is not rocket science. Jeepers creepers.
Sorry, your training sucks. Because every study that's ever looked at it has found that a surplus is not required for growth. Is a small surplus better than no surplus for growth? Yes, but it's not a requirement.
Well, I can tell you, if you damaged muscles eccentrically, yeah, definitely protein synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown to see that density mass on that myofibrillar. Get those myofibrillars, to grow them, to repair them, to remodel them, to see that mass and all a bunch of stuff, okay? It just is like that, okay, man? But if you're just exclusively adapted to your exercises, doing concentric exercise, well, there's no point in exceeding any breakdown. You're simply going to the gym to keep breaking down, which is crazy. This is like you go to the gym and you lift because you want to open a window for protein synthesis and there's a window for protein breakdown so that you can put back the protein that you lost at the gym. So you're going to the gym to do what? To lift so you exhaust yourself, and then you have to go spend money to eat more to replenish that which you lost at the gym. You may as well go to a job and lift boxes and they'll pay you money. See what I mean? Here's the thing. Look, me personally, in the past, I was like everybody else. The whole concentric stuff, lifting heavy, whatever, when I was young, okay? I did all these crazy things too. Even not long ago, too, I went back to do some fun stuff for concentric exercises. Look, dude, it looks cool, but in the end, it's never gonna do anything for you. If you're a working person, let's say you're a working person, you're working a hard labor job or something, and then you go to the gym, because I know people like that. They were coming to my previous gym before COVID. There was a guy coming in there from construction. After construction work, coming into the gym and doing a lot of concentric work, and I kept thinking to myself, so now you did all that work on your job, and now you're coming in to do like more work concentrically and just wear yourself out. It was crazy. He was aging like crazy, and there was another guy like that too. I was talking to him. He too was aging like crazy, doing that stuff, bro. That was insane. That was crazy. I don't understand that, but whatever. Personally, if you want change in your body, eccentric work. Even this guy Sam Sulik, he's on steroids, right? He went and competed now, I think, in some national show. He came in, whatever, for something. Now he's going to go do the Arnold Classic. Okay. The problem with him as well, he doesn't do enough. He doesn't do any eccentric work. He does concentric and he takes steroids, which they're not really building muscle. And so I remember his weight was like 255 or something. I don't remember. 250, 255, 260, something, 255. But for the show, he went all the way down to 216 pounds for 255. So what exactly was he carrying on his body? See what I mean? Well, anyway, so he's competing at 216, 217, whatever, at these classic Olympias, because I think he's like 5'11 or something. There's a weight cap there. He is better. His problem is he lacks muscularity. If he would do eccentric work, he would look way better on stage. Way better. But his problem is too much concentric work, which doesn't change his body physically. And steroids, they're not miracle drugs. They can only do so much. They can only do so much for you cosmetically. You need eccentric work. He needs eccentric work, bro, to change his body.
Like you might gain twice as much muscle. Yeah.
Like Blaha, he's an example. Look at Blaha. You think he's changing, doing all these concentric lifts? He's lifting concentrically. His eccentric has adapted eons ago, okay? He's adapted to it. So these concentric lifts that he's doing now, even for his arms and everything, are they growing? Are they growing? He's lifting all the time. Is he growing? No, because concentric exercises are not associated with muscle growth. They are associated with the nervous system, some androgen receptors, force production, stuff like that, okay? And these motor units, proliferating these motor units, okay? Because the nervous system is involved there. So he says he's bodybuilding. This is not bodybuilding. Bodybuilding, to build your body big and strong, it's based on eccentric exercise. That's it. Why do you think they separated powerlifting from bodybuilding? They took the big four out and they do it concentrically without eccentric exercises. Why do they do that? Because that's the nature of their sport. Bodybuilding is not a sport. They use powerlifting as a sport. You understand me? They're performing is totally different. Performing and endurance it's a sport. You understand me? You're not building your body there. That's why power lifters, they're all upset because they're like, we're lifting a heavy weight. Why aren't we building our body? Because heavy weights don't build bodies. What builds bodies are micro injuries. Micro damage is what builds bodies and activates the growth factors. Bingo. Hello. See what I mean? No damage. There's nothing going on there. There's nothing going on, bro. Get it?
You might gain twice as much. But twice.
Look, mechanics would be out of business if cars weren't damaged, getting crashed or whatever. There wasn't any damage to them. Then they wouldn't need mechanics. You understand me? They wouldn't need body work. They wouldn't need mechanics. They wouldn't need any of these people. You understand me? They got something to repair and remodel.
Much of zero is not. Would just be zero, you know. But we know that we don't have to do that. We've even seen muscle growth in deficits, sometimes even in fairly advanced lifters, if the deficit's small enough and the protein is high enough. So yeah.
You haven't seen anything. You've seen something artificially stimulate protein synthesis because there's an overload of hormones. But when those hormones are taken away, that stimulation of the protein, that protein synthesis goes away rapidly. And I mean rapid, bro. Jesus.
Yeah, you should be able to gain muscle without gaining body weight. But we also know that large surpluses, like
Still need these nuclei.
10% and up, don't cause more muscle growth than very tiny surpluses. And that's when
No muscle will be grown lifting concentrically. No muscle, zero will be built. And I would focus on building muscle. The older you get, the harder it becomes to build muscle. So if you start regenerating now, it's not too late. You may be old. It's not too late to keep sparking this growth factor. You need to keep sparking growth factors in the eccentric form, because you can wear off a lot of stuff. Age, getting old, falling apart, a bunch of things, doing eccentric exercise. I'm telling you, you can wear off all kinds of shit. But not concentrically.
it's hard for people to get their heads around. Like their 10% is only like 300 calories. Yeah, it's mostly fat gain at that point. If you're not a ranked novice, it's
Remember, concentric exercises are exhausting. They exhaust you. They will steal your energy, which will shorten your lifespan, which will accelerate aging. In this world, it's like this: energy in, energy out. If you keep expelling energy out of your body, you're gonna age. You're gonna accelerate aging. You're gonna have all kinds of problems. You're gonna shorten your lifespan. Here's the thing: in eccentric exercise, what happens there is you're absorbing energy. Not only are you not losing energy, you're absorbing energy. People don't even understand that. You are absorbing energy because a lot of the force is a heavy force is going down. You're trying to move heavy weight eccentrically in an overload. It's pulling you down very heavily, pulling you. You pull upward slightly, but then it pulls you down a lot. You are absorbing energy eccentrically. But concentric exercise steals energy from you. It steals your energy. See what I mean? That's the problem.
it's fat. You're just gaining fat. Sorry, you're still gaining muscle, but you would have gained the same muscle on 50 calories more. Like if your maintenance is 3,000 and you just added 50 calories somehow, that would maximize your muscle growth. Small surpluses maximize growth. Large surplus.
No, they don't. Without that damage, no surplus, no nothing you're doing will build any muscle. It's really simple, bro.
And yes, the 10% is large. People say, how is 10% large? Like 300 calories a day? You're going to gain like 2.5 to 3 pounds a month.
You can eat 10,000 calories a day, and without that micro injury, you're not gonna gain any real muscle. You may stimulate some mass, definitely. 10,000 calories is a lot. You're gonna put on a lot of shitty weight, sarcoplasmic, glycogen, fat cells, triglyceride, whatever. You're gonna get fat from doing these things, and yeah, it's not healthy. It's not healthy doing that. You don't need that. You need a high nutrient diet. If you damage muscle fibers eccentrically. Never mind concentric.
You know how few people are going to gain 2 pounds of muscle a month? Very, very much only complete rank novices. Nobody else.
Listen to Blaha. 2 pounds of muscle a month. Eccentrically, you can gain a lot more, but it's a build up. It takes more time. It starts building with each month. It starts building and building and building. You start seeing in the beginning. Of course, you never see it in the beginning. The second, the third month, the fourth month, then you start seeing a lot more.
And only for a short period of time, and that's exceeding 2. You're getting up closer to 3 pounds of weight, so it's going to be mostly fat. For most people, that's going to be over 50% fat, if not more. Okay, so people say, well, why is the case? If we get stronger on the higher surplus and the higher bulk doesn't cause more muscle growth in the lab.
No, that's not what's making you stronger lifting the weight. When you're eating all those calories, what's making you really strong is you've you've converted the catabolic hormone to an androgen, so it doesn't have to compete with the myocytic androgen receptor now. Get it? So everything has been converted to an androgen, so when it binds with the receptor, it's giving you more force production. More force production. Get it, bro? Yeah.
Are we getting stronger? And if we're getting stronger, why is it not causing more growth? It should be having more progressive overload.
No, because getting a stronger concentrically doesn't make you bigger. When you get bigger, you get stronger in eccentric exercise. It's the opposite. Man, when you do eccentric exercises the first time, you get damaged and you get slightly bigger, you got slightly stronger. Then you come back and you overload it even more. You keep overloading it. And then you come back bigger, you're more stronger this time. So you overload it again. Every time you come back bigger, you become stronger. See what I mean? That's how eccentric exercise works. But in concentric exercise, you get stronger concentrically, but you don't get bigger. See what I mean?
The answer is multifold. You're getting stronger because you're improving your leverages.
No, you're not. You got stronger because you ate a lot of calories, which you suppressed the catabolic hormone. You've converted it to an androgen, so it doesn't have to compete with the myocytic androgen receptor, giving you maximal force production in the gym. See what I mean? That's another way to build strength concentrically, by overloading your body with calories, which you call calories, or a high nutrient diet. Either way, high nutrient, high calorie diet. And that will convert the catabolic hormone to an androgen. Get it? Why? Because it has suppressed it. It's suppressing it. There's no more breakdown in your body. There's a buildup now, and that you've stopped this. You've stopped your body from breaking down proteins, and now there's a buildup. There's a buildup there. See what I mean? So that's what happens to the catabolic hormone. It's been suppressed. So now you're what we call anabolic. Now, does eccentric exercise make you anabolic? Yes. But if you don't eat, you can become catabolic. Hello. But you are in an anabolic state because of the eccentric exercise. So what are you doing with it now? Well, you should be eating a lot of protein, definitely animal products.
Not getting increased overload on the muscle itself, and that's the problem with the extra weight. Let me put it this way. If you cheat more weight up on a curl, did you have more progressive overload? They're like, no, you use other muscles. All right, so did the biceps work harder? No. So what happens if you're on work harder? No. So what happens if you're...
You really can't cheat in eccentric exercises. There's no cheating there. Unlike concentric, you can cheat by throwing weights up in the air.
You're on a curl and you cut the last inch out of the bottom. How about a bench press? So on a bench press, if you cut an inch out of the bottom, you do a half board. Are you possibly a little stronger? Well, I was like, yeah, dude, my 8 rep max, I can probably do 9 or 10 reps with it. Okay. So did you overload the muscles more? They're like, well, obviously no. Because, if I reached failure at both, then no, I didn't. It was the same amount of work, really, as far as the muscles are concerned, because it failed with more reps. Exactly. So isn't it the same thing if you're gaining a bunch of intermuscular water and it cuts the range of motion and changes the internal leverages? You're just making the weight a hair easier to lift. So yeah, your bench, you might put another 10 pounds in that training cycle on over what you would have with a less bulk. Because the lift is easier. You've improved leverages. You didn't actually gain muscular.
What? I have no clue what Blaha's talking about. Do you know what he's talking about? Because I am so confused, man.
Strength, you just gain fat and water, mostly fat. It's going to change your leverage.
Okay, fat and water. And what's that going to do? You gain fat and water.
Just a little, sure. Squats, oh man, that's a big one. Think about where we store fat. Man, the more belly squish against the thighs you get, that's the hardest part of the squat is the
Oh man, have you seen his squat video? I think he's doing. I started doing my inner thigh on this machine because I just I saw this thing and I know from that, but I don't like my thighs rubbing. That's number one. I don't like them. That's why I don't do my inner thigh. But it definitely accentuates your leg. It makes your legs look bigger if you have an inner thigh, right? If you're missing the inner thigh, it doesn't quite, doesn't quite make it there. That's why these so-called classic fake bodybuilders from the past, like Arnold and them, they didn't do their inner thigh. That's why their legs looked the way they did. If they did the inner thigh, it would look more pronounced.
Bottom. Gaining body fat makes your squat skyrocket.
Gaining body fat makes your squat skyrocket. I just told you because you're wearing a weighted vest called fat. 40 pounds of fat is definitely going to expand your muscle and your bone, which is going to make you stronger at squatting. Yeah.
Okay. So do you see where we're going with these bulks? This is why you gain a little more strength, because you're gaining body fat.
No, you didn't gain a little bit more strength because you gained body fat. You gained strength because it weighed down on your frame eccentrically with gravity, therefore expanding you on this planet.
But what about overload on the muscles? Well, no, because if you're making the lift easier, you're not putting more tension on the muscle. Just like if you cheat on the curl, and so that you can use 35 instead of 30s, but you still hit failure at the same number of reps, you increase tension on the biceps, you're just cheating. Biceps not going to grow more from that.
Wow.
Same thing with these other big lifts. You've reduced tension, and you're reducing tension at the point of greatest mechanical tension. So where's the quad get the most work on a squat? At the bottom. Right? That's why deeper squats usually build slightly bigger quads than right at parallel. More mechanical tension on the quad because you're putting it into a deeper angle. Even if you have to are forced to use slightly.
Oh, I would agree. Yeah, there's more mechanical tension there because it's spread apart. You're doing that inner part.
Less weight to get that extra 3 inches of depth.
Okay.
Putting more tension on the muscle. Same thing with bench pressing. At bottom, that's where the pecs get worked the most. Not saying they're not worked higher up.
Of course it gets worked at the bottom. Come on, man. Jeepers.
But the tension is higher. But we're reducing tension with the squish. So the light bulb should be clicking on by now. We are making the exercise easier at the hardest part where the most mechanical tension is.
That mechanical tension would be when you come up partially with that weight. You don't stop in the action. The action means you don't stop mechanically. So you don't lock out in this bench press. It means you go up to a degree and then you go back down and then you go back up again. In other words, you don't bounce it off your chest and you don't lock out at the top and rest because you're resting. You don't want any resting going on there. So that's what the mechanical tension, the tension is all at the bottom, really. So you want it to go up just enough and bring it down again. So there's mechanical tension where, man, and the lengthening part between your chest and your arm there, that's where it all begins. This is compressing. When it goes up to the top, it's compressing your muscles. See what I mean? So the mechanical tension is at the bottom. It's always at the bottom.
Reducing tension on the muscle with the belly squish and the fat and the leverages, okay? So no, it's not going to cause more muscle growth. It's letting you just lift more weight.
No, it's not. The fat is not causing you to lift more weight. How can fat make you cause you to lift more weight? This is, man, Blaha's got I don't know what's wrong with his brain. He says he has a high IQ. The fat that you accumulated, again, is like a weighted vest on your body, expanding your muscle and your bone, making you stronger at lifting. That's what's going on there.
Necessarily lifting more because the muscle is producing more force. You're lifting more.
The muscle is producing more force because of what?
Because of external leverages, or in some cases, internal leverages.
External leverages, internal leverages? Let me get this straight. You got fat, but you produce more force because of internal, external leverages? He's making this shit up, bro. You can't, listen, man, you can't make this up. This is fake shit. Where did he come up with this crap? This is garbage.
That doesn't cause more
Are people that stupid? They believe these stupid, crazy terminologies that he made up? He fabricated that stuff. It's fake.
muscle growth. So essentially, if we're bulking fast enough to gain fat, we're not gaining more muscle. We're feeding our ego and we're feeding our fat cells.
No, you're not. Your body expands because it's on Earth. Gravity, hello. Because of that weighted fat that you're carrying.
This is stuff I wish I would have known a long time ago. I would have gotten lean and just stayed lean. Now I'm going through the process of just been.
He would have got lean and stayed lean, gone through the process. Blaha got fat. He weighed 300 pounds of fat. He thought that fat he looked the part like a power lifter. He got fat because he can't build muscle. Blaha got fat, 300 pounds, because he can't build muscle. Because he's a power lifter. He doesn't understand that concentric exercises do not build muscles. So what did he do? He says, I took up bodybuilding. I want an aesthetic physique. But aesthetic physique has nothing to do with bodybuilding. The word aesthetic means just that. Aesthetic means to be very lean, to lose body fat, and reveal what's underneath the hood. So is he bodybuilding, Blaha? No. It appears to you he is, right? But that's not bodybuilding what he's doing. Doing these little weights and throwing them up and down, doing weird stuff, and still doing a lot of concentric work over here by powerlifting, picking up the weight, dropping it on the floor, and his stupid squat and shit. His stupid box squats. Those are all concentric. And all his lifts are concentric. This isn't bodybuilding at all. This is ridiculous.
Slowly chipping down. We'll try to make gains again. All right. I still got a little ways to go from where I want to be. Again, these clips, a lot leaner than I used to be.
Yeah, okay.
Stuff that I wish I had known and all of us had known and fully understood many years ago. We're now.
And Blaha still doesn't know. And he still doesn't know because he's stubborn, bro. He doesn't want to listen. He does not want to change. You understand me? He's looking for a different outcome, doing the same ridiculous stuff, and he's going to always look the same. He was 300 pounds. He lost the fat, and now he's just a shell of a man himself on TRT, steroids, anabolics, whatever.
Learning more and more through both observing elite athletes, learning it in the lab. So hopefully this next generation gets it. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been
Thank God that's all he has to say. I'll just give you some advice. If you are not open-minded, if you are stubborn, then you can't change. You can't learn. You can't change. See what I mean? You have to swallow your pride and say you made a mistake. It's not the end of the world because you made a mistake. You know what I mean? It's just, oh my God, I made a mistake. The worst thing is to continue making those mistakes over and over and over again. That would be the worst thing. You understand me? You're in the fucking twilight zone, dude. Get it? So me personally, I made a mistake. I tried these fruits and I tried vegetables. I never really ate them in the past. That's something I didn't really particularly like, but I thought, okay, maybe it is healthy. Maybe there's something there. But I was always a meat eater, of course. In my videos, I always ate meat. So I tried these so-called fruits and vegetables, thought maybe they would do something. They didn't do anything for me, but made me worse. And now that I went back to eating more raw stuff like raw fish and meat and beef and stuff, I'm so much better, so much stronger. You know, you have to learn from your mistakes and don't make the same mistakes again. That's the point. Do not make the same mistakes over and over again. See what I mean? Make a better version of yourself. Learn. The worst thing to do is to think you know something and you really don't know anything. That's the worst thing. When you believe you think you know something and you don't know anything really. Get it? That's the worst. That's what will hurt you. What will hurt you is when you think you know something and you really don't know anything. I'll see you in the next one, friends. You tell me what you think about that. Comment down below. See you in the next video. Yes, do not be stubborn. Have an open mind. Don't make mistakes, the same mistakes like Blaha.